The ancient temple was silent, bathed in the soft silver glow of the midnight moon. Young Samuel lay tucked away on his simple mat, drifting into a deep, peaceful sleep. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoed through the stone halls, calling his name with gentle clarity. Samuel bolted upright, his heart racing as he wondered who could be awake so late. Thinking it was the elderly priest Eli, he scrambled to his feet and hurried away. His bare feet patted softly against the cold floor as he rushed toward Eli's room. He arrived breathless at the doorway, eager to assist the man he served with devotion. Eli looked up, confused by the boy's sudden arrival in the middle of the night. "I did not call you, my son," Eli whispered kindly. "Go back and lie down again." Samuel nodded, feeling a strange confusion, and returned to his quiet corner of the temple. He lay down, closing his eyes, but sleep felt distant as the silence pressed in. Once more, the voice resonated, clear and resonant, calling his name into the dark room. Again, Samuel rose and ran to Eli, certain that the priest had finally summoned him. Eli shook his head slowly, his eyes reflecting a growing realization of something truly divine. "I did not call you," he repeated, urging the boy to return to his bed. Samuel walked back, his mind swirling with questions about the source of the persistent sound. The temple air grew heavy with a sense of sacred anticipation and holy, unseen presence. For the third time, the voice called out, vibrating through the very stones of the temple. This time, the truth dawned upon Samuel like the first light of a new morning. He realized it was not a man, but the Lord himself reaching out to him. Trembling with reverence, Samuel knelt on the floor, bowing his head in total humility. The darkness no longer felt empty. It was filled with the majesty of the Creator. He opened his heart, shedding all fear, and prepared to receive the divine message. "Speak, Lord," he whispered into the stillness, "for your servant is listening to you." In that holy moment, the atmosphere shifted, sealing a covenant between the boy and God. Samuel felt a profound change within his spirit, a calling that transcended his young age. He accepted his destiny, knowing his life would never be the same from this night. He would become a great prophet, a beacon of truth for all his people. He would serve as a judge, guiding the nation with wisdom and divine, steady light. The temple remained quiet, but Samuel's heart was now a vessel for the Lord's word. He stood up with newfound purpose, ready to walk the path laid out before him. The night had brought a transformation that would echo through the history of his people. Samuel looked toward the altar, feeling the weight and the beauty of his new calling. He was no longer just a boy in the temple. He was a chosen servant. The Lord's presence lingered, a comforting warmth that chased away the shadows of the night. Samuel waited patiently, his ears and his soul attuned to the voice of the divine. He understood now that listening was the most important act of a faithful, devoted life. The lessons of the past would guide him, but his future was written by God. He took a deep breath, feeling the strength of the Spirit flowing through his veins. The temple, once a place of simple service, had become the site of his awakening. He remembered the words of Eli, who now understood the gravity of the boy's encounter. The priest watched from a distance, knowing that Samuel was destined for a higher path. Samuel remained in his prayerful posture, a silent guardian of the sacred, holy message. The stars outside continued their slow journey across the vast, dark, and infinite sky. Inside, the boy was beginning a journey that would span a lifetime of faithful service. His commitment was absolute, his heart pure, and his resolve unshakable in the dark. He would speak the truth, even when it was difficult, for the Lord was near. The legacy of the prophets began in this humble, quiet, and deeply personal midnight encounter. Samuel felt the peace of God settle over him like a soft, protective, velvet cloak. He was ready to lead, ready to listen, and ready to fulfill his sacred duty. The morning sun would soon rise, bringing with it the light of a new era. Samuel would step out of the temple, carrying the wisdom of the divine within him. He would guide his people with the integrity that had been forged in the night. The call had been answered, and the servant was prepared for the work ahead. Every word he would speak would be tested and refined by his deep inner listening. The history of a nation would be shaped by the obedience of this young boy. He stood tall, his spirit anchored in the promise he had made to the Lord. The temple was silent once more, but it held the echo of a divine promise. Samuel's journey had truly begun, marked by the simple, powerful words of his surrender. "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening," he repeated, as the new day dawned.